This is how I beat Giovanni with non-evolved Pokemon, all below 1300 CP right there, as you can see. To some degree, it was the choice of Pokemon, but largely it was the principles that we're going to discuss. So, the first thing that you want to do, and you want to know, is that, of course, every single time that you switch a Pokemon, or if yours or Giovanni's Pokemon faint, that also counts. Well, Team Go Rocket side, you can see that Persian, it stands still, you know? So the Team Go Rocket Pokemon, this happens with leaders, with grunts. They'll stand still for nearly 3 seconds, and so that's all just free hits, right? So that's the first thing that you want to do in battle. You saw that I switched out the Galarian Farfetch'd. We got a few hits in, you know, just to generate some energy for when it comes out a little bit later on. But then we had Riolu. That's kind of the Pokemon that we targeted to actually take on this Persian. Now, one thing that you should also know, perhaps this is another bullet point in the list of, you know, like how I beat Giovanni with non-evolved Pokemon. Well, Riolu is a baby Pokemon, so like you would even think like, hey man, it is so far down and out, just weak. It's only 1005 CP. So what's going on here is we're actually addressing this fight based on the typing of the fast attack that Giovanni's Persian has. You want to do this for all of his Pokemon anytime that you're struggling. If you're not struggling, it's not like a big deal, right? You're gonna see we knock out that Persian, but I really want to emphasize that, right? Because this Kingler right here is gonna use Bubble. So that Persian was using Feint Attack, and that's a dark type attack. So we all know, or if you don't know, you should know that fighting types resist dark types. Also, Dark and Fairy are gonna resist dark, but the good thing about using a fighting type in the case of Feint Attack is you're often also using a fighting type move for super effective damage. So the idea here is essentially the way that we can beat Giovanni way below the CP amounts that he has, or even powering our guys up to 3 or 4K. That's done because we know the type advantages, weaknesses, resistances. And so again, I would say in the Persian's case, we were really using the resistance and super effective. Here in this case though, against the Kingler right now, trying to find Pokemon that fit our next criteria for how we beat Giovanni at such low levels with non-evolved Pokemon, well, I couldn't really get a resistance here with the great Pokemon that were in the box of this account, which by the way, this account is level 47. Team Go Rocket is actually, they scale up their CP and down depending on what your trainer level is. So like if my trainer level was even higher, the CP amounts would be even higher, right? Like this Regice right here, 14,411, that would be even higher if I was like level 50 or something, right? So anyway, here's the next piece, the next criteria we should say for beating Giovanni like this is that you want to utilize moves that are fast attacks and charge attacks, both that make a good spammy combination. What do I mean by that? Well, that just means that they fire off charge moves really fast. So you need fast attacks then. That's your move, just like when you're tapping on screen, that's, you know, the move that attacks really fast, right? So we have Galarian Farfetch'd in there twice, actually, because of its fast move. Its fast move is amazing. Its Fury Cutter is the one that we're using. So any Pokemon can kind of fit that bill if they have Fury Cutter, right? Like you think about Scizor in the past, I've used a lot in Team Go Rocket. Now you want to make sure it's against the right opponent, okay? So like by that, I just mean the right typing and stuff like that, or you're dealing super effective damage, and that's what's happening in this case too. With the Kingler, we dealt super effective damage having a Galarian Farfetch'd that was using Fury Cutter. That was not the super effective move, it was the Leaf Blade that was paired with it, right? That was its charge move, and Leaf Blade is grass. Kingler is weak to grass. You know, so again, we're utilizing the typings, right? The strengths and weaknesses. Now with Regice, it's such a beefy opponent here, it's obviously gonna take us a while to just kind of brick break it down, but brick break really is the charge attack right now that I'm utilizing for dealing super effective damage. It is paired with, of course, the Fury Cutter fast attack that this Galarian Farfetch'd also has, just like the last one. And so yeah, again, that's kind of like criteria number 3 or whatever number we're at right now, is like have a fast attack that generates a lot of energy per hit, and then have a charge attack that doesn't really take too much energy to fire off. And so again, utilize all these things together, right? Because hey, we're still trying to deal super effective damage wherever we can. We're trying to resist wherever we can. We're also using the switch stun time, you know, so whenever we switch a Pokemon out, like you saw me, I threw in Riolu a little bit earlier, and then I deliberately switched to Galarian Farfetch'd right here. Now the other thing is that you can also see that the Team Go Rocket side, they stand still also whenever you use a charge move. So after every single charge attack, you also probably have noticed that it takes about 2.5 seconds for them to start attacking again. That's all just time that you want to be taking advantage of. Now what you're gonna see right here is we actually knock out Giovanni's Regice, and then nothing happens. Look at this, like I'm gonna wait on screen for like 15 seconds, I'm tapping everywhere, nothing is happening. That's just a glitch in the game that's happening right now. I'm recording this on April 24th, 2023, and so yeah, if that happens to you, I don't have a fix yet, but you know, it's Niantic, so awesome. And so yeah, click an end screen on screen to see another one, and thanks for viewing.